Hello and good afternoon. My name is Tina Esparza, and I am the events coordinator for Cascades Healthcare, Skilled Nursing and Rehabilitation. We have 11 facilities in the state of Utah and 4 in Idaho. And today I'm doing something new. I'm doing a web series that is geared towards senior healthcare and their health. And my first guest is Lyle Affleck, and he is with S.H.I.E.L.D. Financial and Insurance Services. Welcome, Lyle.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I'm really excited about this. We've been trying to do this for the last couple of weeks. It's been hit and miss. Yeah. We've recorded a few, but I think this one's going to be the one. I can feel it. But what I've got Lyle here with us today, he's going to talk to us about long-term care, and it's long-term care 101. And he specializes in this service, and we'll tell you a little bit more about that as we go. But Lyle, again, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Why don't you talk to us a little bit about what is long-term care?
Sure thing, yeah. Well, long-term care, loosely defined, long-term care is the care that an individual, usually an elderly person, needs for an extended period of time. It usually happens when they start losing the ability to do average, everyday things. There's actually 6 things that a typical person would be able to do. And when you lose the ability to do 2 of them, then long-term care is something that is made available to you, or that's when someone would qualify for it.
So how do you qualify?
Well, okay, so when you can no longer perform 2 of those 6, they're called activities of daily living. They include bathing, eating, transferring, like getting from your bed to a wheelchair, from a wheelchair into a car, dressing, toileting, and continence. So basic things that most people are able to do. And when you start losing your ability to do that, you need someone to step in and help take care.
Yeah, I could see how that would definitely need to have somebody help you. So is it necessary to have long-term care?
I think it is, because it helps keep the individual's independence, really, and their quality of life. It makes them not as sedentary, as they would be. Now, long-term care is actually going to be needed by about 75% of today's 65 plus community. Most of them will be able to receive it in their home. So they don't have to necessarily check into a care facility or anything like that. Many of these people, they rely on family. And that's great if the family can help take care of that. But that presents an opportunity for burnout. So a lot of people look at long-term care saying, well, why don't we pay someone to come in and take care of the medical needs and the everyday needs of mom and dad so that we can continue having a relationship as a parent-child relationship instead of a caregiver-patient relationship. And so is it necessary? I would say absolutely. For people's sanity as much as the care for those that need it.
Absolutely. I could totally see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as I look forward to my parents and them aging, they're by all means not very old, but they're in that classification where we need to start talking about this kind of stuff and bringing us as a family together to talk about what's going to happen next when that care is needed. So this is really important. And this is something I would have never even thought of until being in this industry and in networking and meeting people like yourself, that this stuff is available.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, for people that are in your situation where mom and dad are starting to kind of enter that stage of life, it's a difficult conversation to have. Now, honestly, long-term care is less expensive the younger you are when you buy it. But essentially what a long-term care policy will do is will enable your mom and dad to put money into basically a policy that would give them a monthly benefit to help pay for that long-term care. A long-term care policy can help pay for the care in the home, absolutely. Having someone come in, it's almost as if you would need to hire someone at $40,000 a year to come and take care of them. And most families don't have that money set aside to be able to do that. So if they get a long-term care policy, those policies can often pay those costs in perpetuity, often until mom and dad die.
Oh, okay.
So they're really nice to have. They're not as expensive as people think, and you don't always have to be in perfect health in order to be able to qualify either.
Oh, that's good to know. Okay.
There's two ways of doing it. You can either go off the health of the individuals, or you can go off something that would basically be based off a financial position. So we have the ability to put these things together. Families can participate, or if mom and dad have the money, they can arrange for themselves to be taken care of. And in most cases, a lot of money often can go back to the family on a tax-free basis after mom and dad are no longer here.
Okay.
So it works nicely.
So good information that probably a lot of people don't know.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Lyle, how does one get a policy like this?
Okay. Well, the easiest way to do it, yeah, you can search online and do stuff like that, but you never really get the full answer. So the best thing would be to make an appointment with S.H.I.E.L.D. Financial and Insurance Services. I'll come sit across the kitchen table from you. We'll sit down, we'll talk about your needs, we'll talk about what it would take to be able to get you there. And I want to make sure, I'm very passionate about making sure people are covered. And so I want to make sure that you understand all of the ins and outs, that we can answer all of your concerns, that your kids can even be involved in making sure that they understand what mom and dad are getting themselves into. We want to make sure that you've got the best situation possible. So sitting down with someone such as myself to kind of go over things, and they're not an easy conversation to have, would be the best way for you to make the informed decision you need to.
Perfect. So how does one get a hold of you? I mean, I know I can get in touch with you. So share with the viewers and the listeners at this point how they can contact you so they can set up that appointment.
Great. Okay. Well, my website is shieldinsuranceutah.com, and you can actually go on there and request to have a meeting with me, get right into my calendar and make an appointment. Or you can call me. My phone number is 801-209-9598. Or send me an email at lyle@shieldinsuranceutah.com. I would love to have the opportunity to sit down and give you the information and see if we can make it work, because your quality of life does not need to suffer.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I will post your contact information in the notes below when I post this. Anything you'd like to close out our little interview here today by saying before we say goodbye?
Well, I appreciate the opportunity, Tina. Thank you very much for having me on. And quite honestly, the thing that I would say that matters most is make sure that your family can continue to have that family relationship. Planning ahead can make all the difference in the world. And it's not as expensive as you would think, but your quality of life will remain higher if you plan ahead and make sure you're taken care of in these sunset years. So thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to doing this again with you.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate your time, and this does conclude our first web series that I'm starting for this year. Thank you again, and we'll be posting more as we get going with more people who are specialized in helping with senior care and healthcare. And again, Lyle, thank you for joining me for the first time, and the rest of you have a great day. Thank you.
Thanks, Tina.